we'll get a little bit or small talk. Hi. So, how's your break been going?
Well, this has been interesting. You know, uh, I'm not one to. I like to be active and up, and I like to be on campuses a lot. So this has been interesting from the standpoint that I think I'm working different. So I'm in a whole lot more meetings because, of course, we can't see each other. We can't join a meeting face to face. I'm not able to see kids. I'm not able to walk campuses. And so those are the kinds of things that I really get my energy from. And so I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you has been a struggle for me just from the standpoint that I'm a people person.
Yeah.
And, this is about the extent to which we get to see people. So,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure it's been a lot of technological stuff going on for you right now.
yeah,
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 so um, I just want to say thank you so much for getting on this call with us, and we're just going to be
yeah.
talking about how SBIC has been affected by all this and just grading things. Honestly, just I feel like it's just like a lot of questions that I feel like a lot of students and parents have been wondering.
Yeah.
So the first one is, can you clarify how this will be affecting the grading period?
So yeah, so that's a great question, and my charge to my senior leadership team, which was working with the principals on all of this, is to first do no harm, which I think everybody was on the same page of that. I didn't have to convince anybody that that should be the case. And, I just feel like I have a 15-year-old. And so I feel like at this point in time during the year, teachers know we had 3 full 9 weeks of grading. And so, your kids that are doing really well, they're right where they need to be. They don't struggle, or if they do struggle, you sort of know what areas they're struggling in. And you also know those kids who are definitely struggling and just hanging on by a thread and need a lot more intervention and help than others do. So that's the good news. If this had happened at the beginning of the year, we wouldn't have all that information on kids. So there was that piece. And so the reason we land standard, not met standard piece, was really a couple of reasons. So first of all, our grading system is on a semester average, which most everybody's is. And so I did not feel like it was fair to hold kids accountable for 4th 9 weeks grades when teachers have never taught this way before, and we don't really know how effective it is. I'm not implying everybody's doing the best they can, but this is not our preferred mode of operation. We would rather have kids in class, and so teachers are struggling. You look at Miss Wolf; she's home with 2 little kids. So her teaching, the manner in which she's able to interact with kids probably looks different right now than it does if they were in daycare or with their daycare provider, whoever they're with during the day, and she's at work able to totally focus. So all those factors play into me not feeling good, and I think our principals not feeling good about tying kids' grades to a situation for which we have little control.
Okay.
So then everybody's GPA is based on the first semester because of the semester grading.
Right. So I know that, or I'm pretty sure most schools canceled their finals, which I know that some students are pretty excited about. But
Yeah, for
but
sure.
how is this affecting the SAT for juniors and seniors?
Gosh, you'd asked me that. We just had this conversation the other day. The SAT they've come out with some information where they're still planning, I do believe, for an administration. And I don't recall whether it's over the summer. I'd have to go back and look at my notes, or in the fall. And then I think on the flip side, you have colleges and universities that are just not going to require that
Okay.
as part of the entrance. So the helpful, I'm gonna say helpful, but the silver lining, one of the silver linings of this situation is that this isn't just a Houston situation like Harvey was, or a Texas situation. This is like a worldwide thing. And so everybody's dealing with it. And so I think it's made it a little easier for colleges and universities to relax some of their requirements, because the SAT isn't going to be given anywhere right now. So They really can't expect that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So how will this affect next year though? Because I know that we like the grading and like SAT and all that
Uh-huh.
does roll over to this year, but next year will there be any changes or will it just be how it was going before?
Well, so what we understand to be the case is that there, and this is coming from medical professionals in the field, that, we hope we're able to start school back up in August, like, like we would normally. I do think there's going to be, it may look a little different just because at that point, kids won't have been in school for, I think, like 6 months, which is a long time to not have that structure in place. So it's going to have to look a little different, I think, for the kids and the teachers, the way we start up. Depending on what happens with the launching back up of everything, we're really talking about how we might provide some resources and some like summer school for kids who were struggling. And then I would also say that for kids who are doing really, really well, may need some reinforcement. So I think the beginning of the year, even though you guys are taking online classes and the little kids are doing the digital backpack work, you still have missed out. Y'all have still missed out on a lot of face-to-face teaching, and we'll build in the first 9 weeks some review kind of thing. So we're working on that now.
Okay.
And we hope we're going to be able to come back because there's also some thought that we won't come back in August. I'm sure y'all have heard. So, we'll have to wait for guidance from the state and federal level.
Yeah, it definitely is not the same, especially since we don't get that like assistance. I think that
right.
You can only go like so far working on yourself and like fixing your mistakes, but it's like your teachers don't know what you're messing up on when you're doing it.
Right. Yeah. I heard from a student the other day that is a 8th grader at Spring Branch Middle School emailed me, and she was really concerned because she doesn't feel like she's going to be prepared for Memorial High School because she's missing out on this last part. And so I had to remind her that and reassure her that she's, so is everybody else. And we know that. So we're not going to set kids up for failure. So we will take care of that.
Are there any other things, like SBISD as a whole, is there anything else that you guys have been talking about that's going to be changing, or do you think we covered all those bases?
It depends. I mean, I think, it depends on the direction that we get. So, there's some school of thought that we hope that we will return in August. But of course, again, it'll look a little different because we've got some gaps to fill with kids. People won't have been in a structured setting for 6 months. So there's some things we're going to have to do. There's also some thought that we might not come back in August. And so those are not decisions necessarily that the school district makes. We follow the direction of the Center for Disease Control, our local, state, national government. So that's how we make those decisions. But I will say that I think that the mental and emotional toll this has taken on people, like I don't think we can underestimate that. Even kids who are living in what would seem like a really normal household with lots of supports, like even kids, those kids are going to this has been hard. I mean, kids, you can't really go to your friend's house. You guys can't go to the movies. You can't go, eat dinner. You can't, all the things that kids like to do and walk around the neighborhood, go to each other's house. Like that stuff's not happening right now. And so people are feeling isolated. And a lot of people are, going to be furloughed and or might lose their job as a result of this because the economy is not doing well right now. So I think there's a big emotional and mental health piece of coming back in the fall that we're going to have to make certain that we address, because I think people are going to be very, the situation has really taken its toll on a lot of people. So yeah. Kids and adults.
Definitely, yeah, it's been pretty, like you said, it's definitely scary considering it's not just affecting like us in our age or just
Mm-hmm.
our city, or even just our school. It's everyone. And the
Right,
fact that, like
right.
adults and like people who like we respect and look up to, the fact that it's like scaring them is just
Yeah.
definitely not reassuring. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I've seen people that I have been friends with for a very, very long time that just don't get, I don't want to say freaked out, but that's the only word I know to use, that just don't get freaked out about very much, that this really has taken a toll. So we have to plan for that, because people, when they come back, are going to be nervous. So,
Yeah, do you have any like words of comfort or encouragement towards students and teachers and parents right now?
and parents and kids alike and teachers, that we know everybody's doing the best they can, and so are we, and it's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect, and we don't expect it to be perfect. So, I would just tell everybody to take a deep breath. Kids just need to get on its learning and get some of their work done. If I
Definitely.
mean, it's if you don't finish it all, like, the teachers might kill me for this, but if you don't finish it all, your internet crashes, which seems to be happening on a daily basis at our house. We know there are, just give it your best effort. Give it your best effort. And for teachers, I think parents and teachers alike have to understand that parents are trying to, and like I said before, this is not homeschooling. So anybody who thinks this is homeschooling is sorely mistaken. This is a crisis we're dealing with, and everybody's just really kind of doing the best they can. So, for the parents at home, they don't need to worry about it. Like, get done what you can get done. If you're having a problem, communicate with us. We are literally staff working 24/7. There's somebody that you can get a hold of and reach out to. And then parents, I would ask parents again to understand that the teachers are also doing the best they can. And I think we've done a great job as a system. I think our kids have been amazing. The kids have taken a ton of time to write nice emails to our administrators about, keep up the good work kind of thing, even though we know it's not as great as we'd like for it to be. So I just think everybody's handling it really well. But this is not going to stop anytime. So people have to just continue to remember that all we can expect is, if you've given us your best, then that's all we can expect. And the rest of it, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, it really is just like one day at a time too. I think.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
leave the long run stuff.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. I mean, we have great kids, great families, great teachers, we're really lucky in our system. And when I hear stories about other similar or other surrounding school districts, I feel like we're doing a really great job of managing this, seeing as, to your point, we're just taking it one day at a time, because none of us have ever done this before.
Yes.
So, yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I really do think it will be.
We trust
We'll
you.
come out ahead. We'll come out of this, but it'll be fine, and we'll learn our lessons, and I'm sure there will be silver linings along the way. So,
Yes. I think we have actually one more question. This is the one
okay.
we were talking about earlier.
On March 12th, the class of 2020 had their final day of high school without realizing it. Facing canceled proms and postponed graduations, what message can you share with our seniors?
Wow, I could probably go on for an hour about what I would say to the kids. So first of all, I would start with, I'm really, really sorry. And not I'm sorry from the standpoint that there's anything I could have done about it, or, kept it from happening. But I'm really, really sorry for them that this senior year has transpired over the last, 9 weeks of school. The same group of kids was in high school when Harvey hit. So they've had a lot of tragedy to deal with. And so, and I think they've done a great job. I mean, I've watched these kids as they've gone through school. We have a lot of friends this age. So I actually know a lot of the kids. I just think they've been amazing. And I would just say that, the way I think you have to look at something like this is we can't control the situation necessarily. I mean, we have a pandemic, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So that's a piece of information. That's a fact. That's a part of the situation we can't control. So what I would say to the seniors is, so let's control what we can control. And the fact of the matter is, I think we can't, some of these celebrations that like graduation, that we hold near and dear, and other traditions, we're not saying have them, but they might not look the same way. And we might postpone some of the dates, but we're working on trying to keep our commitment to the kids on a lot of those celebrations. And sometimes you just have to make, they're not easy decisions to make, I guess I would say. So what I would say to the kids is, this is unfortunately, sometimes life hands you lemons, and you have to, I don't want to say make lemonade out of them, but you have to think about it, what you can control and what you can't control. And what you can't control, quit worrying about, because you can't control it. And you could spend all day worrying about that. But what you can control, putting your focus and your energies there. And I guess that's, what I would say. But I think, again, the first thing and foremost is that I would want them to hear from me is that I'm so sorry that on that day, nobody realized that would be their last baseball game, or their last Spartan Air performance, or their last, theater production. All those things we can't get that back. I'm just really proud of our seniors for hanging in there and sticking with it. I've seen lots of positive comments from seniors. Honestly, I have seen complaining, and I'm so proud of them, because certainly that's where they could have gone, but I don't think they have.
The class of 2020, like, especially those that I know, like, I've gotten so close to people, like, in Stuco and, like, any club or anything I've been in. They're just, like, such great people. And
they really are.
It really does stink that, like, this is happening to them, but
it
like
does.
It's much bigger. Like, all that's going on is so much bigger than, like, just like a graduation.
It is. And to your point, so that's kind of what we've had to do too, is really think about what can you control, what can you not control. So we're going to take guidance from our federal, state, and local government regarding what we're allowed to do. So if we're allowed to put everybody at Don Coleman Coliseum for graduation, well, we will do that. The great news is we own our own facility, and we can do really pretty much whatever we want to within the confines of the rules of the game. But we're planning lots of different scenarios. And so we're going to take care of them very much to the extent that we can. But I am proud of them, and I'm also very sorry, because this does stink for that group of kids, for sure.
Well, okay, that kind of a bittersweet ending, but thank you so much.
It is.
You and for answering all of our questions. Oh yeah, Ms. Wolf.
Yep.
Hey, no, I just am coming back on screen.
Okay.
I want to say I'm so impressed with our district. My husband works in another district, and they are just now talking about grades and talking about lessons, because they were on spring break when we were still in school.
Yeah, well, thank you. I am too. I think everyone's done a great job, and I think our community has been real supportive too. I know we've had some people that would like to see us do more and different, but I do think for the most part our community's been super supportive. Our teachers have been great. Like, I've been super impressed, because we did sort of flip the switch overnight.
Right.
Like, there was no warning. I mean, to Ava's point in the question, like, the kids were in school one day, and then the next they're not coming back, and no one knew.
Yeah.
So, it's not easy, but.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, Megan. Thanks, Ava. See y'all later. Bye.